Got a CH knife here. This is a CH3504. It's an S35VN, full titanium scales. And man, I've been looking at one of these for so long. I did start to do this video with a budget version, and the more I got into the budget version, I separated this knife away from it because the budget version to this version is millennia away from each other. So we're going to give this knife its own video and get away from that other one. Yeah. But I'll tag the video to the other one to this. It's about a $25 knife on AliExpress, the other one. This one, not so much. This one is quite a bit more money. And honestly, I can tell you in hand already that it's a superior knife. Yep. Man, I don't know if you're like me. I see these knives everywhere I go. I've been seeing them out there forever and always kind of thought, man, I want to get me one of those. And just never pulled the trigger on one and got it. And I'll tell you the source, White Mountain Knives, showed these in stock. And so, it didn't take me long to chew over it to go, you know what? The Hinderisk vibe of it, I dig. Like that whole thing going on there. The finger guard, the flipper tab, the contoured scales, the drop point blade. The jimping, it calls to me. No question about it. And this one's got this horizontal milling in the titanium. Oddly enough, the budget version has horizontal milling in the G10. So it kind of matches it up. But yeah, I've always kind of had my eye on this knife. It has attracted me from the very beginning. And I finally just pulled the trigger and got one. Yeah, pretty cool. Hey, let's get in this thing. All right. I decided to retape my finger. I checked in right before this one. I checked in that budget version, and oh, was it filthy? It had the factory grime on it of a metalworking factory, and so my tape was pretty horrible. I just got looking at it. I was like, man, I need to change that out. That's pretty hideous. Yeah, T8 on the pivot, and then everything else dumps to a T6. We've got some oil in here. A little bit of oil, mostly where we don't want it, but yeah, nice titanium backspacer. I'm going to tighten this back up. No reason for that to be loose. And I'll definitely just leave it in there. Yeah, look in here. These steel washers are decent. Metal insert. The stonewash on this S35 looks good. Yeah, let's wipe it down. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's like an iconic, for me, an iconic knife. That Skull CH, man. It's been out here forever. This one's got some of that factory dirt in it too. And, I've got this skull on a couple other knives now. I think this would be my third knife with that motif. Got a couple of Kizers that sport that skull. I think only one of them's been checked in. I don't think I have them both checked in. Alright, little tiny pieces now. Yeah, I mean, I checked in the budget version, and I mean, if you're looking for a budget knife that you can beat around and pick up at a cheap price, it's got the same ergonomics. The action, functions well, but there's nothing outstanding about that knife. It screams budget piece once you put it in your hand. I think my favorite feature is the horizontal lines that were milled into the G10, kind of like this piece. That was pretty impressive. Pretty neat stuff. All right, we're all cleaned up here. So let's put it back together. The pivot appears to be captured, but it is not. It's a fake. It's a fraud. It is not captured. I think it was this one on the bottom, like so. And I believe CH has a bunch of like new models, fresh new stuff, and some of it's pretty high end. But they've got some budget stuff too. Oop, come on. I'm not sure why I tapped that in the end. It's kind of silly. No tappy tap. Just tappy tap. There we go. Nice. Pretty clean and easy little breakdown and clean up. Lube. Yeah. Stunning. So good. All right. Well, man, let's assess that action. What do we think? I mean, it's a guillotine. That thing just, I mean, if you got your fingers in the way of that, if it's sharp, you'd be cut. Yeah, wonderful action. The flipper tab functions so well on this. Yeah, I can't fail it. Great detent. When it breaks, it's gone. Yeah, wonderful. I'm going to say, I mean, that's A-level action. And the reason being is because the flipper tab is so well done that thing comes out of there with force, like it's assisted. And then this thing runs just so well. I mean, the tolerances are just right. The bearings work perfectly in this knife. And it's an excellent functioning piece, no question about it. So, I mean, I'm going to call that an A, man. I mean, like to go to an A plus, I had, at that point, I started thinking about, well, how could I improve it? And I'll be honest, at an A, I'm not sure how I could improve this. The access to the lock bar, this is lowered, scalloped, so very easy to get the thumb in there. And this thing to manipulate that to unlock is super easy, very light, very comfortable. I mean, the whole thing, golly, it's good. And then the ergonomics, this grip here, not so confident, confident, very confident. This thing swoops right past confident and moves up towards very confident. I am incredibly locked in here like a hinder. It's hinder-esque, man. No question about it. Completely locked in. And then this reverse grip, even more so, very locked in, very confident, wonderful power that would come behind this. And then the thumb to cap it, wonderful platform for that. Not so much this. Could I get here? I can with this knife, and it does lock me in, but it's just slightly off. Yeah, so not so much that way. Wonder about this pocket clip. The pocket clip could be the caveat. It's just kind of odd. Scalloped, it's got different grindings and scalloping going on there, but it does look like it's got good ramps. And so we'll see. I think it's going to run. Yeah, up and over the thick stuff and all the way home. Nice little profile it leaves behind. 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. Good tension. Excellent grip for the fingers to one hand that in and out. Standard jean size material. Excellent grip. One hand in, one hand out. Good stuff. My spot in that back right pocket, front side, hip side, wonderful. Yeah, and it's got enough retention that I would expect this knife to be there when I went looking for it. Very good. Let's check it for safety. Yeah, no blade contact there, and the tip is recessed, so the clip's good, the tip's good, and I'm confident I can climb all over this knife when it's closed, and I'm not going to cut myself. So, yeah, pretty cool. I wonder if that S35VN is sharp. Man, this thing feels good in hand. Yeah, there it is. Oof. Yep. Very happy with that. Good job on the sharpening, which to me is fundamental. If you're going to sell a knife, you got to get it sharp. So price and availability. Where are they and what do we got to pay for them? So as I mentioned, my source is White Mountain Knives, and they currently have this knife in stock. They have a bronze version as well, which is a little more money. The bronze version, I guess it's more desirable, so they're able to get a premium out of it. But this version is currently $118 for S35VN full titanium with this skull. If you use my discount code down below, DM10, David Mary 10 in the coupon code section at White Mountain Knives, put this in your cart and then go to the coupon section and enter that code and then push apply, and it will take $11, almost $12 off that price, which is going to get you down to $106. And that is shipped with no tax. I know I sound like a advertisement for White Mountain Knives, and they do not compensate me in any way. It's simply a public service announcement. That's a PSO, man. Cool knife, great price, excellent service from those guys. I get everything from them in about 3 days. Yep, but that's the price to your door, $106. Pretty cool piece. I appreciate you checking it in with me, checking it out.